Beautiful. And at this time, if anyone can see any reason why these two should not be joined in holy matrimony, speak now or forever hold your peace. I see most of you are now raising your hands. Yes, why don't you start?
Hi, my name is Marnie. I'm the bride's roommate. Alberta, you barely know this man. I mean, you met him 5 days ago at a combination Taco Bell Pizza Hut. You guys have had sex 50 times in our shared living space. And in the rare moments that you're not going at it, you are having full scream fights on the front lawn. Please,
1,000 Questions
do
is an
not do
entertaining
this.
discussion of marriage. We aren't telling you to do or feel or change anything about your life. Really, just listen and enjoy. And if you need real help, find a professional for your specific problem. We don't know you. How could we speak to your deal? Okay, have fun. Hey, welcome to Joe Marlotti, Donna Wilburn. I'm Brad Tassel. This is 1000 Marriage Questions. So I picked that video because of people that get married way too soon, that know nothing about each other. So, Donna, I wanted to start this week by asking you to talk about some of the people that come to you and you think right away these two met way too, got married way too fast.
You know I live in Las Vegas, right?
Yes.
That's like everybody.
That's the whole industry in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's
Don't
why
you have a desk right at the end of the Elvis chapel that they can finish the thing and drive up and pull right up to you?
get married, go through therapy, see your divorce lawyer. Bye.
Right.
That's right. It's a one.
It should be like the marriage experience mall is what it should be like. Yeah.
There's
Um,
patience.
Speaking of which, I just want to let you know that my wife and I, on our 10-year anniversary, got our marriage renewed, our vows renewed at the Elvis Chapel
Oh, really? In Vegas?
in Vegas. Yeah.
Oh,
We
that's
had-
kind of cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was a hoot. It was really fun. Yeah.
Did Elvis perform your wedding?
Yes, he did. One of them.
Who was
Elvi.
who- did you have
Elvi.
people that had to watch it? Who were the
Yes. My sister-in-law and her husband, and
okay.
And some guy on the street who wanted some change. So it all worked out well. And
That guy was my officiant. It was
What?
nice.
Really, that's
Mhm.
great. It's so Vegas. There's nothing
well.
more Vegas than getting married by Elvis.
Yeah.
Hey, Donna, you got married by an Elvis?
No, I got married by like some dude in a office building, but I had to have a witness. So it was that guy who wanted some change. We're like, hey, come be our witness.
I thought you meant it was an Elvis impersonator that did that.
No,
So
it was
you-
the homeless guy on the corner.
You
They-
pulled in a homeless guy
Yeah.
to officiate, to watch, to recognize and watch. What do they call? What word am I looking for?
Witness.
Witness,
Yeah.
witness your wedding. That is hilarious.
That's actually there's guys that actually do that for a living. That's how they just hang out by the chapel.
They
and,
do.
Yeah, then they witness your wedding. You give them a 5-spot. They buy a bottle of wine.
That's
Well,
exactly-
so why did you not have like a big wedding like most people would have?
I think I was about 7 months pregnant. So I just like,
Yeah.
So I know you were pregnant
Put it
before you
in.
got. Well, I know you got pregnant, and that's why you got married. But you still didn't think, why not have a big wedding?
that's not why I got married. It just happened to happen before I got married. I was
Right.
engaged already.
Yeah.
But if I was going to have a wedding, it'd have to be like 500 people there because I'm Italian and we have like a hell of
Right.
people. So it's either 500 or none. So
Really? What about your parents? What did they think of all this?
I think my dad was relieved.
Oh, really? No money. He didn't cost him anything.
Didn't have
Yeah.
to pay for a wedding.
Really?
I can only hope my kids they elope. That's all.
What about you, Joe? What about your wedding?
Our wedding was a pretty normal wedding. We had it at a church, and then we had it then we had the reception in a hall, and it was great. It was awesome. It was actually it was a fantastic wedding, highlighted by the greatest carrot cake ever, because our wedding cake was a carrot cake. So
I thought you were going to say you had Carrot Top at your wedding.
no,
Been,
that's again,
Oh.
that's a Vegas wedding.
that's a Vegas wedding. You have Carrot Top close your wedding.
Right,
A
right,
big
yes.
box of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting because my wedding, of course, was beautiful. Of course, everyone, my wife looked great, but it was very cheap. Our entire wedding was probably $1,200, and that was with dinner. We had a Thanksgiving dinner that everybody could eat. Now,
or something?
yeah, well, no, it wasn't. Yes, bring your own dinner. No, it was. Well, again, this is 27 years ago.
Yeah.
But we had a full Thanksgiving dinner because we got married on November 20th. So we have this full Thanksgiving dinner. It was fantastic, and we also had no.
Did you invite? Were there Native Americans at your wedding?
No, that would have. There might have been, but I didn't ask.
Okay.
I didn't ask people what their.
I get you. Yeah.
But I will tell you this: that we didn't have. We had an open bar, but we only had beer and wine and regular drinks because I didn't want alcohol liquor served at my wedding because I didn't want people getting drunk and being sloppy.
Which comedian does that joke about going to his sister's wedding and she didn't want any alcohol at the wedding, and he said, "Why not?" And she said, "Because I don't want that kind of wedding." And he said, "Oh, like the fun kind?"
Yeah. The kind that's fun.
Yeah.
And ours, we ended the biggest complaint we had about our wedding was the DJ kept playing music we didn't like. We told him what we wanted, and he kept playing music we didn't want. And I kept going, dude, first of all, I told you to play zero country music at this wedding. I told you, he goes, but people like it. And I said, but people aren't paying you. So do you want this check or not? I told you what to play. We also
You had a rebellious DJ.
Yeah.
we played Damn It Janet from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, good one.
And because I'm Brad and she's Janet, and people thought we had the song written for us.
Wow, you had some pretty enlightened people at your wedding.
No, we did not. We had every country German rube on the planet Earth from the tall kind of spindle.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So I'm sorry, that's not what this show's about.
Well,
This
we had a
show's
band.
about answering questions.
At our wedding. We had a band at our wedding, and
Wow.
and I played with that band.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Yeah,
Good job. Good job.
He did play for 2.5 hours.
That's the only way that we could cut costs. I had to play with the band. I didn't even sit at the head table. It was weird.
Yeah, it was the whole time. And then he played 3 other weddings after that just to make it up.
The weekend.
Gotta make the money.
Yep.
That's right. Okay. So this is why I have started with this question. By the way, this is about the weirdest handwriting I've ever seen in my life. How many marriages does it take to find your soulmate?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You might want to look for the soulmate before the marriage.
Before you actually marry them, you might want to check on that.
Well, another reason I wanted to make one of the themes today was taking the time to learn who the hell you're marrying.
Right.
I mean, it just to even think about that kind of things. And first of all, soulmate is that's something that's created over time and learning and compassion and caring. I think you create a soulmate. I don't think people so. You think there's one person for everyone and that's it?
I think there's multiple soulmates, and it depends on the time of life, and that you're supposed to learn something from everybody.
Well, that's true. And I think that you do need to learn about somebody, and you do need to. No, there are people you're more attracted to than other people.
Not that a guy would like this, but I tell women you should not like it ever works to tell them anything. You should not have sex with someone for 6 months. You really shouldn't, because
after the first time, don't have sex for 6. After the first night, have the sex.
Yeah.
Then after that, 6 months.
I agree with you, Donna. Just make sure you don't get married before that 6 months.
Yes. Yes.
It's important. Yeah.
By the way, Donna did not take her own advice.
No,
she already had the baby.
A therapist then. I could have learned this, but nope, wasn't a therapist, so little did I know.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so let's answer that question then, Joe. How quickly did you have sex after you met your wife or met your girlfriend who would become your wife?
We worked together.
So you were friends with benefits.
Worked together. So we worked together for a few months before there was any kind of shenanigans going on. And then once it was, so we knew each other already, but once we started dating, it was fairly quickly, I guess. I don't know. I can't remember.
We're already comfortable.
Oh, come
We
on.
already
It
knew
was
each other. We were already
days.
comfortable with each other, and we went on a few dates before we actually did have, that the first time. And then I think the first time was on the boss's desk during lunch. So
Nice.
yep, I think that was
remarkable, memorable.
yeah.
By the way, for everybody out there, I've got a book called The Strangest Places People Have Sex. You did it where? You can go to Amazon and pick that up.
That
Joe
was not
is
a pitch
in
for
it.
Brad's book, but nice segue.
I got that one out of it. So no, my wife and I, we met and we didn't go out we met at this camp thing and we didn't date until after the camp was over.
Right.
But then, it was a couple, come on, man. It was the early 90s, man. You did sex quick, baby. You did sex quick. So, okay. So I think the answer to that question was you're an idiot.
Didn't address the question at all. Because the idea is you want to try and find somebody you're compatible with before you get married. You don't use marriage as a marriage isn't it's not catch and release. You know what I mean?
So here's a question, because I have like a list of things I tell people to look for. Like, you want to see them when they're tired. You want to see them when they're stressed out.
That's great.
You want to see them in different situations. But what was there like a thing where like, okay, this went well, that means I can marry him?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Brad?
With my wife? No, it was just time served that it became.
That's not the phrase you want when talking.
Hey, you calm down.
Marriage.
No, there was just so much time. I've always been a good relationship guy anyway. I liked having one person. I've never been, I've liked being in relationships. So once we came to the point after a couple of years, 3 actually, that I knew I didn't need to look anymore. And you're right. I'd seen everything, but she didn't have a lot of totally wacky stuff anyway.
How do you know this is a keeper?
Yeah,
how did I know this was a keeper? That's a good question, Joe.
How would I know the answer to that, Brad?
I mean, for you, not for me.
For me,
waiting for them to dump you? Are you still waiting for them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you still looking for that soulmate, Brad? Because it doesn't.
Yeah, I think. No, I'm not looking, but I think the turnaround is the better thing. Why did she choose me?
Yeah. Well, we'll never know that.
No, we'll know. No. I can tell you why. Because for some reason, let's go back to the soulmate thing. She, for some reason, has some sort of preternatural attraction to me, and I don't know what the hell it is. Even when she doesn't like me, even when she doesn't. But I know no one can figure that out because there's such a small percentage of women in history that have ever done this. So that was the attraction. And then she just had to learn to not be so attracted to me, to learn to be normal.
Wow. Quit bragging.
I'm sorry, I'm bragging, but that's really how it went. And what I had to learn was that I wanted more from a person than just whether I want to sleep with them or not, because they're really, really, really cute. Mm-hmm. I had to learn that they are the most in-depth, kindest, person in the world. That is somebody who's got everything in here, and especially in here, because everything she was and would become was the exact things that I was looking for in a partner.
Somewhere up where we belong.
So adorable.
And of course, with Donna, it was because she had a baby.
That's exactly like,
and he had a good body. He had a good body.
It was
a
good
baby. Yeah.
I think I'm still around because I can cook.
That could be. I can cook too.
You look good though. No, I would disagree with that, Donna. I think Donna has kind of a
cook. Is that what you're saying?
Coming.
No, Donna has kind of a she's smart now, but she's got kind of a little stripper. Could have been a stripper looking thing going about her.
What the hell is wrong with you today, Brad?
I am so telling my husband that.
You have got to not no more Mountain Dew. None. All right.
Look, the night I met Donna,
oh boy,
in this little white short dress.
Oh, geez, here we go.
And I met her, and I was like, "Is this woman like a stripper that has not been stripped?"
No,
because I heard you were on that show.
I was going to say an old stripper.
I
Oh,
not old, no, like well, but because you
A
were over
retired
30, I mean, I knew not that you weren't
You know,
anymore in the business of stripping.
I'm gonna run out to the shovel and get. I mean,
You
run
just
out to the
calm
shed and get a
down.
shovel for you.
Let me dig on.
But I have to say, it is a little flattering because really I'm an uber nerd. Okay. Like,
Let me
uber.
climb out right
So if
now.
someone thought I was like a stripper looking thing, I think that's a little flattering.
This.
Okay, no, you did. I thought because you were on that show Holly's World, and
Yeah.
I thought that
Not
because she was a playmate that you had been like you had been in the past in that world.
Look at me.
And you know, you were kind of coquetty, you know, that night.
What if
Kinda
I told you that
coquetty.
my wife was a stripper?
What?
What if I told you that my wife was a stripper?
Okay. So
She's not, but I just wanted to see what your reaction would be because that's the weirdest thing that you would say.
hey, everybody out there, if you're watching this show right now, put a message in and tell you think Donna is a stripper.
No, she was a model. She was a very,
Ooh,
very successful model in our small market of St. Louis. She'd been on TV. She'd done all sorts of stuff, and she's still is the most beautiful woman I've ever. I can't understand why she's with me. But to the question, we weren't together the entire time. We dated, and then we broke up, and then we got back together, and then at some point I was like, "Wow, you're the one." So, and I remember the exact moment when I was just looked at her and I was like, "You're the one. I love you." That was it. And I always told myself, I'd never get married.
quality or something. It's not like you're the only one that blank, blank, blank. So you're the one.
No, I just felt it. I really did. And it's like, it helped. It just hit me. It's like, yeah, I think we should be together forever. So, and you know, she
She had no decision in that.
She was in a lot
and decided.
debt to me at the time, but
Yeah, that's right. And her dad had a goat
yeah,
that he could hand off, so it was good.
We'll be the goat to take his daughter.
yes.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. He gets the goat to take his daughter, and that was the deal was made. My wife,
Once you
You
take
think that
I was
the goat,
looking
you
for a
have
woman
to-
whose family still believed in dowries, and that worked out very well for us. So
good
my
for you.
wife was drum major for her high school all 4 years, even as freshman.
Talented.
That
you
is
go.
incredible.
yeah,
Okay.
Do this.
So I think the answer to that question is get married right the first time. Okay. How here's something that you didn't hear back when we got married.
what's that?
It says, well, the writing's terrible. How do you find someone to marry not on the internet? Not on how do you find someone to marry
there's-
not on the
That's
internet?
this day and age right now, because that's kind of the only way you can really meet people. And even
But with COVID going on, right? It's
yeah,
not
with COVID going on, yeah, you can go out and meet somebody, but you're not going to see their teeth for a while. So, which is very important. You have to look, good teeth.
Is that like horse, like you're inspecting the horse? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, but seriously, it's like that's the way to go now. People are dating on the internets, and I think a lot of people are not doing what they used to do, which is, well, obviously no one goes out anymore right now because of COVID. But before this, I think a lot of people had changed their lifestyle a lot. Nobody was going out and just meeting people and hanging out, So I don't know. Like I said,
I was going to say, is it even possible?
No.
not now.
No. I have to say, like, I actually read this somewhere. Your most likely successful match will be a friend of a friend at a friendly gathering.
That seems
Yeah,
about
it's
right.
like a job. You get your best job with connections you have of
Right.
somebody you know.
And they come with references.
Yeah.
Like Joe, he met his wife at work,
Right.
was too lazy to look anywhere else.
No, that's not.
And now he's
how it
married.
went. But yeah, at the time I was doing comedy, so I was.
They were
trying-
having sex on the job, on the boss's desk.
eventually.
They were
yes, that's not
probably should have been fired, both of them.
not the
and-
point. You
If she came with references, obviously she can hold a job.
there you go.
Yeah.
So, but as far as this question goes, that's the problem we're having in this day and age in COVID right now is that you really can't go out and meet somebody face to face anymore. So everybody's Zooming and doing whatever. But Donna, that makes perfect sense because if you're with a group of people that you know and you like, you probably have similar interests, and there's a chance that you might have somebody, because you got to have some similar interests. You're not going to marry someone who, doesn't have anything in common with you.
Right. You have totally different interests.
Yeah.
But I hear that Grinder is huge right now. Like people are hooking up like crazy,
Yeah.
like just hooking up for sex.
Well, there you go.
Maybe with masks on, so it's very,
Or
lynch.
virtual sex. I don't know. Can you do that?
I don't know.
Here's a related question. If you guys were single, because people ask me this because I have single clients, and they're like, well, if you were single, how would you find somebody?
That's a good question. Being a traveling comedian, that was never really an issue because we're around people all the time.
Or what are you saying, Joe? You had a lot of chicks on the road.
Yeah, I had a lot of people. That's all.
Not just hookups, not just hookups. It's like like a actual partner. How would you find somebody?
Well, church obviously is where you go for that, and
Is
Trump
that where you go and interview?
and a Trump rally, but there's no Trump rallies anymore. So
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Wow, if I was single, I would just be in trouble. It'd be me and my iPad and YouPorn. That would be the extent of it. I would not. I would have no way to meet anybody. I'd be alone.
It's like I wouldn't know what to do. I used to go to bars every once in a while when I broke up with whatever string of girlfriends before I met my wife. I would go to bars and I would, I'd be introduced through friends and stuff like that. Never worked out, but
so would you use an app? Would you do the swipey?
This day and age, I would definitely use an app. Yes, if I were
I don't know. Because I remember being on a ship and a guy who will not be named that Joe knows really well was on his Grinder showing us who on the ship he could have slept with right at that time. And using the Carnival free Wi-Fi that he got with his job. So, and it just creeped me out. And he talked about, I slept with this one. And I said, and that one I slept with. And it just creeped me out so bad that I've just never been able to meet women that way.
I was just as jealous as you, Brad.
Yeah.
Do those apps now? You guys might not know. I don't know. Do they come with reviews? Do you review the person?
Oh, sure.
Oh,
I've never even seen it, so I don't know.
You review it. It's just like it's Yelp for people. Really, is all it is.
Well, they can review guys like that. Like
they review people.
Everybody.
It's like this person didn't look anything like their picture. Or whoa, wait a minute, this guy. They do that stuff all the time. This person was a jerk. They had no sense of humor. Blah blah. They can do that. Yeah, they can do that. My kid.
So now I will say this though, when I was for the year and a half or 2 years that I was on the road single, and I did meet, I just met girls that some I dated a little bit who came up to me after the show. My problem was, like I said, it was so odd that anyone was ever attracted to me that it took a knock in the head. Somebody had to literally say, get naked and say, here, this is before I went, hey, did you want to go out? Did you want to, so that's how bad I am.
But that's different. That's different than what we're talking about in this question. The question is, how do you meet somebody without using the app, right? I mean, how do you do that?
I wouldn't be able to.
Here's my honest opinion on this. What do you like to do? Okay. What do you like to do outside of your house, away from a computer? Go do that and see if you see anybody else there doing that with that they probably have the same interest. If you like going on a long walk, maybe you'll meet somebody on a walk. If you like going to the art museum, maybe you'll see somebody there who's interested in art. I've
got a question.
The way you can do it, right?
I've got a question. I'm single, but is my daughter alive?
I'm sorry.
Because then I just go after the single moms that are in her school.
That is not a market.
Is a pretty good strategy, actually. I like that.
Okay, I want to look at this one. We've had this question before, but what I think is funny is somebody scratched it out, and then said, should couples use toys? So
yeah.
What do you think they were trying to
Yeah, they were trying to be less specific. I think maybe they were talking about the
that word won't work.
I kept trying to see what they were. The other one said, and maybe they thought, screw it. I want to really know, should we use toys? And the answer, of course, is hell yes. Use a damn toy.
You're crazy? Right
happy. Yeah.
Use a joke to do what you want.
Okay. By the way, before we go to the next thing, I did, like Donna said, I did this today. We hope you're enjoying 1000 Marriage Questions. We love doing this show. Do you know it takes a lot of time and work to put this show together? So if you enjoy the show and have the means, consider donating to the show. We will use the money to pay for food, mortgage, education for our kids, paying for this platform. You get it. We are comedians without comedy, doing whatever we can to entertain America. If you can help, we'd appreciate it. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click Donate to 1000 Marriage Questions. That again, virtualcomedyshow.com. Donate to 1000 Marriage Questions. Go do that. It'll help us. Joe will make a dime. I'll make a dime. Donna, we won't give anything to. So anyway, but
I'm not the comedian, I guess.
you're not the comedian.
I
And you have a job.
Donna's quite busy right
I
now.
have a job. Yeah.
Donna's so busy. There's nothing that she can be done. So,
So,
okay. By the way, Leslie Norris Townsend says, I love Joe. He's sensible.
Sensible Joe.
So
you know what? That's exactly
that's the kind of
what
girls you're going to get, Joe. These sensible girls.
Yeah, well,
Sensible Joe.
yeah, I got that going for me. So the sensible
Well,
girls like Joe.
How does Joe, like, do you look sensible? What made her think you're sensible?
I don't know, Leslie, if you're still
I don't
watching, tell us what makes him sensible, because he makes sense or I make no sense. See, because
Or he just
now,
wants him looking? Does he?
well, I go after the wounded and the, just about to be eaten. That's sort of, you're ready to be just really just
stripper.
damaged.
Joe gets sensible.
Yes, I'm the sensible
That's right.
one. I'm the only sensible one on this show. I'll tell you what.
This is an interesting question. And then
I'm sensible. You're the stripper.
Okay, we can do that. That's fine. Let's go.
I'm uncomfortable with stripping.
Okay,
I've
well,
never.
put it back on. I don't
Okay.
No one
So
wants
yeah,
to
no,
strip, right?
no,
Yeah.
don't
By
do
the
it.
way, at the end, the question was, should they use toys? Isn't that the easiest thing? Isn't that the easiest
Yeah.
question? Yeah,
Use whatever the hell you want.
perfectly fine. Depending on what the toy is. A transformer might be a little painful.
No, hey, no, hey,
Depending on what a
I'm
transformer
thinking
is.
about- who cares?
Yeah, good
Use
point.
whatever you want.
Right.
Whatever you want. As long as you're both in,
Yeah.
I think it's
And
great.
please let us know
I-
what toys you use so that we can comment on that. Because if it's little green army men, I want to find out how you use them.
You know what I'm not a fan of, though? Food. I'm not a fan of using food. Like some people put food on themselves.
What was that movie? What was that movie with Mickey Rourke?
No,
9.5 weeks.
9.5 weeks, where they just emptied out the
Fridge.
refrigerator on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that and I was thinking oh wow, let's try that. And you get so full before you actually have sex.
No, it's a mess.
Yeah, it's
Who's
so
that hungry? I don't need to
in the
eat.
bathtub. You can do that in the bathtub, then just shower right there. Like,
that's
don't
not a
make a
bad
mess.
idea, but that's not
Who wants? Who's got a bathtub that's big enough? You know what? I have a book called The Strangest Place People Have Sex, and I can't stand to have sex anywhere that isn't like the bedroom or like the floor with a lot of stuff set up that's soft.
No,
because-
he's a traditionalist. He is.
I want to do the work. I don't want to.
Alex.
Nothing is worse than having sex in a restroom at the Denny's or stuff like that, because it's not good sex. It's just a story.
You're just picky.
Okay, you're picking odd places. I don't think
No.
anything's wrong with having sex.
When you're in it, like, you're not noticing, like, oh my, this floor is hard. When you're into it, you're into it. Like,
There's no one. Yeah, you can, if you got to if you got to have it, you got to have it then and there. You know what I mean?
and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's not that great a sex where you can.
Depending on where that then and there is, it's sometimes it's uncomfortable. I
You
mean,
need to relax, Brad.
things are not
Into
comfortable.
it. Like,
How
feel
about in a morgue in a drawer? How about that? Good.
Wow, now I'm getting a little turned on now.
now. I bet there's someone out there.
Someone out there is
Yeah, no, I got someone who did that. No, I have a book full of these, and one of them is in a morgue in a drawer, in the bottom of a grave in Malta. I mean, I've got people who had sex while scuba diving 50 feet under. People who learned how to do it standing on a jet ski. People who I'm telling you,
while you're falling.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
once you fall, you're just
Oh.
sticking out in the wind. I mean, I'm just saying though that I like to be in a place where there's no distractions, especially with my wife and I. any distractions can get you out of the mood. You need to be able to
Right.
concentrate and get it done and make it so huge every time.
You're high maintenance.
What
All right, one more thing, and then we're going to look at a thing, how to find out if your husband is cheating.
Oh,
So really quick, does a woman get more freaky or less freaky when married?
I'd say more freaky,
I'd say,
but not just because she's married. After 40, more freaky.
yeah, it's I'm sorry to say this, Donna, because I'm going to speak in generalizations about women, but like every other thing with women, it can go like this and this, and you never know. You know, it's like one day it's like one day you're married.
Who are you?
Yeah, one day it's your woman. She's a Puritan, and the next day she's a stripper, and it can go that way. You just got to be prepared for it. But
Just go with the flow and don't argue about it.
right. So, if you're looking to get freakier, I wouldn't bank on it, but I wouldn't not expect it either. How's that? Right? I mean, like,
What kind of answer was that? Yes, no.
Just the most meaningless crap.
what do you think they're trying to get to with this question? It's like, are they expecting, hey, it's going to get crazy, or ooh, man, you know,
We used to do all this stuff, and now we don't. Why doesn't she want to do all this stuff anymore?
See, I think women get freakier and men get less freaky.
I think you're right. Yeah.
We get less freaky because we get less needy and anxious and want to, you know what I mean? We can go a day. You know, it's not like now, okay, here it is. The thing's here. It's ready. Let's, so it didn't matter. Anything was on the table. And after a while, it's like, when we get home,
You don't
why
have
not?
to do it on the table. You can do it anywhere.
Yeah, we don't have to. It hurts my back.
Yeah.
Can't do it this way anymore where I hold your leg here and your butt's off because within 2 minutes I've got such shoulder pain that now I can't keep it.
That's
So
what it is. That's what
What?
it is. They're all
Yeah.
complaining as
Yeah.
they get older. And the woman's, now I'm ready. After 40 something years old, inhibitions go away.
that's right.
Hormones don't care. Now we're ready. And the guy's like, ow,
Yeah.
ow, my knees, my back.
Yeah. So you can't be in a bad position for too long because your mind only goes to that position after a while and not to what you're doing.
Right.
So, and we have the thing too, where like my wife, if she's out of the moment because she thinks my daughter might be home or there's a sound or somebody can hear us or something like that, then she's out of the moment too, which is another reason not to do it other places where that's what you're thinking about. Now, in the beginning, for the first year, we might have knocked one out somewhere like that. But again, it wouldn't have been as good of sex.
We're
That's-
learning a lot about you today, Brad.
We are. By the way, my brother got new teeth today.
Woo!
So, Steve, good for you getting
Steve.
new teeth. Okay. I'm sharing this. How to find out if your husband is cheating.
Dun,
All
dun,
right.
So,
dun.
number one, so Joe's wife called me and asked me to do this.
Do
So-
this one, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so now we were just talking about this. Look for a change in your man's sex drive. Does that mean it's less
Right? I don't know. It's
or more?
yeah.
Yeah, are they like overcompensating or are they getting it somewhere else?
I don't know, Donna. You're supposed to know the answers to this.
sorry. No, because like that could be depression, age, stress. Like
We
that,
also
I can't tell you much.
Yeah.
Because this said he may have an insatiable sexual appetite all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, if it's increased and he's wanting you to do things that you didn't even know existed anymore, then you might want to think,
Yeah, if there's like a new, but then he could be watching porn. So
Yeah.
Well, now, this is weird. If he's suddenly shy around his body and he doesn't want you to see him with his shirt off,
no.
why does that mean he's cheating? I don't get it.
because of
And
the
why would he
scratch
do
on
that?
his back.
What guy's doing that, whether he's cheating or not?
Now this
Okay.
one I've seen, this number 2.
Yeah, this is important. See if your man is suddenly showering you with kindness.
That's
This
like-
is why I never do anything kind for my wife.
That's ridiculous because the only time I'm ever kind to my wife is when I want sex. So that doesn't mean I'm cheating.
Oh,
It just means I'm trying to butter her up a little bit. That's all, right?
Well, and now we're back to using the food. You butter her up, which,
On the table.
That's-
This is all.
I know. And then, see, but then the cholesterol's real high. I'm at an age now, I can't do the butter.
Right.
He'll absorb the cholesterol in his
Yeah,
body.
well, no, you're supposed to also taste it. Okay, so
Okay, I don't think either of these two are any indication whatsoever. Do you, Donna?
No.
No. Okay, next.
suddenly he is much more helpful.
Well, that means you finally got him trained the right way.
So
Suddenly,
good thing he's cheating, because now it's worth it to have him sleep with somebody else and help around the house.
I would say those top number 2 and number 3 are supposed to be telling you he has a guilty conscience.
And he's overcompensating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's how I would tell. I would tell more like he'd get over dramatic if you're like, who are you talking to? Nobody.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the next one. Looking for changes in your man's mood.
Like if you look at it, says if your man is usually moody and is suddenly walking on sunshine.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that could be. That
Yeah.
could be. It's just-
That would be a flag.
Right.
look out if he storms home and looks upset, then tries to blame work.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, I don't agree with that one either.
Right.
What I want to know is why you're married to a guy who does any of this like that. That's how awful.
If he's
Okay, so this is a big one though. If he has 2 phones, then one you don't know about.
Well,
would
yeah.
be, that would
Yeah. And if he has to take a call, in private a lot more, that kind of stuff.
and he's not an FBI or spy person, then
Right. And if his texts are to someone named Linda, then that might have something.
you know how many guys I know who put the name in their phone like it's Bob.
Oh
And-
my God! Really?
Oh
Yeah.
my God, this is Bob. I
love
love you, Bob. I'll see you at the hotel.
you, Scott, or something. You know.
Yeah, I don't. Well, and it could be a guy. You don't know.
Who's this? Who's this new friend you have? Nobody, just some guy from work.
Yeah. So that's one that I could probably see as actually.
Or he won't let you look at his phone
Yeah, that's
for any. Like
Yeah.
if you wanted,
Hiding
hey,
everything,
honey.
deleting everything.
Yep, lots of deleting. Okay, check out his behavior near his computer. He's always closing it when you're trying to come around. What's he doing?
Anyone who erases their history is in trouble.
What's that?
Anyone who erases their history.
I always erase my history.
Always erase my history.
Constantly, always.
You can't keep all that crap in your cache forever, because then
Always
all you
erase
got
my
is
history,
it's taking up space.
even when I'm not surfing porn. I erase
Yeah.
my history. So
Well, I don't. You do porn on private now, so you don't have to worry about that.
That's true.
But you have to erase your history a
Yeah.
lot.
It clogs
Donna,
everything.
your computer is in hell if you're not erasing your history.
Yeah. I
Dang.
agree.
Yeah, no, you're nuts.
Yeah.
Pay attention to his excuses. If one of them is, "Hey, I'm tired from sleeping with my mistress,"
That's yeah.
Or
That's a
like,
red flag there.
why you didn't come home on time, and then nobody lies this good. Like they will start to be wrong. Like you'll notice that his stories don't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so, if you do pay attention to the excuses and document them,
Yeah.
and do one of those like information trees,
Sure.
you'll totally be able to get it.
Like if
this
he's
also works for your teenage daughter.
right, but I mean, yeah, if he's saying the excuses like, oh, I was out with Tiger Woods again, little things like that.
When Tiger Woods wasn't even in town.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
So
got
what he meant was I was out like Tiger Woods.
Hey, now.
Yeah. Notice what he says. I'm cheating.
I didn't notice that.
Notice what he says. Normally, I don't listen to my man ever, but all of a
I know,
sudden,
this
it
is
started
what he
to.
What's
But then
this? He just sounds different. If he just sounds, he's using like a different voice,
He
using
goes,
words.
I'll be
"Hey,
like,
baby, it's good to be home." Oh, wait, sorry, that's my mistress voice.
Oops, wrong voice.
Notice what he says. If he says, "Oh, honey, I got to run and get condoms," and you've had a and you had a tubal ligation, there's trouble.
yeah, there's going to be trouble there.
Okay, so notice his appearance, looking for change in his grooming habits. Well,
Like he now shaving his whole body.
well, it might be worth it if he's having an affair if he actually showers every once in a while and he smells good. You're like, "Hey, I'll take the affair. You just don't stink anymore."
No new girl's going to be into that.
Yeah, he's
You know
paying
what?
more attention to his body.
I just and see that's a thing that I don't agree with that one either because I just started working out recently again because I just didn't like how I felt without working out, because I wasn't working out. So that doesn't mean I'm cheating, but it does mean I'm looking to cheat. So go ahead.
Yeah, you're looking. Well, if you could get out, you would meet
Down the
somebody
road.
on the grinder. Yeah. So, well, also, so every man should just get to be a big, tubby, lardy pig, and that shows he loves his wife. I think that's the
No, that's
takeaway.
no, and nobody else will have him. So then you know.
And no one else will have him.
Exactly.
See if he smells different. Yeah, like perfume, like a woman's perfume. Yeah, then
or other things that a woman can detect, like you don't even know.
oh
Yeah,
no, everything. My wife, if I've walked by an onion, she'll go,
No.
"When did you have onions?"
A woman can detect another woman's smell,
Right.
like it's some
Like a
weird
dog
part, and she'll like her instincts will be like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
there's another woman been on this." Like dogs sniffing for you know.
especially if that other woman like marks you like a deer. You
Yeah.
know, just
They do.
yes,
They do.
yes. Oh no, I know women smell. They're smelling. Notice his body language. What? What?
Is that a good thing or bad thing? Like,
Well, like for instance, right there, they're showing in the picture, like if he's talking to you and all of a sudden crossing his arms, being defensive, which is usually a pretty good sign. And he doesn't usually do that, then that might be a little bit of a red flag. I get
Well, the
that.
big one here is if he can't look you in the eye. If he can't look you in the eye, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
he's,
yeah.
he's really a bad cheater too. If he can't look you in the eye,
needs to work
he's
on
the
the
worst.
Yeah, and if he's got, and if you notice his appearance, if he has like a woman under his arm, that might mean
Okay.
That's true. That's true. Now, here's what you do: is you look through his things. That's how you find out if he's cheating.
Actually snoop. You have
Yes.
to snoop every so often just to make sure.
Yeah. Like his bank statement.
Go around, snooping around, just
nice stuff.
You know what? I wish my wife would check our bank statements. I wish she'd check her bank statement. Check a damn bank statement. We would not be in the position we're in if she would check a bank statement.
Just look at a bank statement. You'll see what's going on. Yeah.
see that's how trustworthy you are, Brad.
What?
She don't even have to like look through bank statements or nothing. She just trusts you that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, everything. Oh my God, I'm the biggest open book in the world.
Yeah.
I love follow him.
Oh, for
I've-
God's sake.
I've prayed for my wife to follow me before.
Yeah.
I so much want her to follow me sometime.
Yeah, there's been you know what? That's kind of weird because I can't count how many times I've been on a cruise ship in the Caribbean and been like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Joe, I think she was there at another table when we were down there in St. Thomas, right? She was.
Follow him. Man, how much are you must really have a strong suspicion if you think it's necessary.
But look at this. It says not in your own car.
Oh no, God, no, not in your own car.
Borrow a friend's car. Now you've let somebody else know that you're completely
Look at
off
that.
the rocker.
Strategy.
Yeah.
Well, the call to show cheaters. Give them a call. So, but I do wish my wife would follow me sometime, and then when I get in the hotel room, she's in there naked. That'd be great.
You wish. You wish.
Here's a tough one. Ask if he's cheating. Honey, are you
Number
cheating?
one and the end of it, right there. I can't
Now
believe
he's gonna lie.
minutes on this.
Yeah, but you can tell when they're lying.
Yes.
There's so many
I love
body
this.
behaviors of lying.
I like this. Ask
Done
him
a
when
lot
he's
there.
not
You locked
expecting
that.
it. Because you know what? 90% of the time I am expecting it. Here it comes. She's going to ask if I'm cheating.
You're just waiting for the minute.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You know, I gotta be honest with you. My wife has never asked if I've cheated. No matter how many times I've cheated, she's never asked.
Isn't
And
that funny?
I think I really
Give
love
that
it.
opportunity.
I think in our first year or two, there was one time she asked me about something. I'd just come back from somewhere and it was something in the laundry or something. I can't remember. And she goes, "What's this?" And I said, "It's a shirt." I don't know. And it was, I don't know. There was something, I don't know what happened. I'd gotten something on it like blood or something. And I don't know why she thought it was like a red blood. "What is this?" I said, "Well, it looks like blood. It's
Yeah.
not lipstick or," I said, "Look," I was like, I don't know what was going on there. So I just introduced her to the girl and we moved on.
Yeah, that's all you
Okay.
get. Just let her know who it is. Yeah.
Oh, heavens to Betsy. Okay, kids, stop sharing.
Yeah. These
All
are
right. Joe, anything to talk about before we leave?
no. I just want to say that my wife and I have never asked each other that question. So that's an interesting one.
If you're cheating, like you never ask each other, "Are you cheating on me?"
We've never had that issue. I think we just kind of trust each other, and it's worked for 30
That would
years.
seem like a weird topic to just bring up out of nowhere.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna have to start doing it.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to start accusing. Is what you're gonna have to start doing.
I think it'd be extra weird considering that we're home together 24/7 now.
That's right. Yeah, especially now. This is the time to say, "Are you cheating? Because you haven't been out of this house in 6 months." I said,
That's
"Well,
right. I want her to really question my mental stability at this point.
The Postmates do.
And then that's when I stop and say, "Look, Suki, the masseur, was here to hear you say, ask if I was cheating." So I don't know. I couldn't think of a name. That was what I came up.
Good one.
Barbara, I don't know. The masseuse, and I said masseur, which is a man. So figure that out.
Oh, wow.
That bit didn't go well.
No.
So, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, go to donnawilburn.com and you can get the therapy that you need.
Yes.
Joe is a sensible comedian. He
Yes.
and I both will come do a virtual show for you. If you want to donate to the show, go to virtualcomedyshow.com. What?
We'll go do a virtual show for somebody? Heck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We love doing virtual shows.
And then you will do
And
it.
our wives will ask us if we're cheating virtually with an entire audience.
Why are you on the computer all the time? I'm doing a show. Oh, is that what it is?
And if you go to virtualcomedyshow.com and donate to this show, I will give Joe 10%. Okay, well, thank you very much. Let's wave goodbye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye, guys.